That's my cousin, Judge Kristen Simmons. She's also an AKA, and she is absolutely beautiful inside and out. And I am so happy to announce our attorney is in the building, baby. How you doing? Hey. Miss Washington is also an AKA, but aside from that, she told me a long time ago, she was like, I'm going to be an attorney. When we were in college, I was like, oh, you are? Good. I'm going to need a lawyer. You remember them days?
I remember those days very well, Tayla. Very well.
And you still my attorney.
I am. Forever and always.
So, all right, you're an attorney. The first thing I want to talk about, so we need to have you back because we literally got 15 minutes to go through everything. So we're going to figure out how to get you back so we can have all our questions answered and build on the knowledge. So today it'll just be random questions. Next time we'll do foundational law understanding, and then we'll build our knowledge from there. And so with COVID-19, how has the proceedings for law altered the way you guys practice?
Well, I am in Birmingham, Alabama. So we have had our whole lives overturned. We did not do a lot of virtual court settings. So if you're a litigator, meaning that you practice in the courtroom, you have had to pivot a lot of your practice. The Alabama Supreme Court has allowed all Alabama courts to host virtual hearings. We use Zoom, and some of them are broadcast live. So other individuals who want to just look into court, they can still do that. But having to, coach a number of my non-technical clients with technology, whether they come into my office and I let them sit in a conference room or a private office to log into the virtual settings, just making sure that we meet up the needs to technology. Business has really increased during the pandemic. A lot of people have found they need new court dates for pending criminal cases. People have found that they need new parenting plans for children who are now in virtual schooling, so they can't be at a physical location at a time. So the pandemic has caused a lot of changes in the practice of law, and I could take all day talking about it, but I won't. But those are just a few that have happened.
So what are some of the good things that the pandemic has brought?
I would say it has caused us to do things differently and more efficiently. I know that going forward for my cases that are all over the state, because I practice in literally every county in the state, 67 counties. And some of them would require that I go for a docket setting that's a 5-hour drive from my home location. Now I believe that I'll have the option to do virtual hearings for simple matters that don't require in-person settings. And it also gives my clients more flexibility. They don't have to take off work and just, miss their whole day to deal with court. So that's one of the positives that has happened. And also the ability to have e-signatures in Alabama. We typically require wet signatures for a lot of our things, such as deeds and wills and other miscellaneous instruments. And now with the order by our governor, we're allowed to have documents notarized virtually, and we do allow for e-signatures a lot.
How do you think that things will change once outside starts opening back up? Do you think some of these will still be able to be implemented, or do you think you'll still be taking 5-hour drives?
I do think that it's going to change. I think that we are never going to go back to our old way of doing things. We may return to some semblance of normalcy, but for the most part, we are going to live our new normal. And I've already spoken with a number of the judges in these different counties. They found that they like this too, that they're like being able to get things handled in an efficient manner. Something that typically takes 2 or 3 hours is now literally taking 15 minutes. So I think that everyone is seeing that we're able to handle things in a more efficient manner for our people. So I think that it's not going, those things that I just mentioned aren't going to change. Now, the e-signatures, I don't know. I know that there's legislation open to change that so that it becomes permanent.
Which would make life so much easier for a lot of people, period. And so I have to say that I kind of like the way that things are now and the way that we're able to navigate life, because it is, as far as Asaria is concerned, she's thriving in school without having to deal with people that she don't want to deal with and people that she don't want to see, and be able to log off and be done. Like it, she loves it. And Nari's like, I need attention. I need people. Like, where are, like, it's not working for Anari, but for Asaria, she is thriving. So as far as law is I don't know why I got a tickle on my throat. As far as law is concerned, why law for you? I know, like, since I met you, it's always been law, but like, why?
I will say that for me, law is a calling, okay? And I believe that to do law well, it has to be a calling. I know that my greater power has instilled this desire within me since before I could remember. My mom has a letter that I wrote when I was in kindergarten. They asked, "What did you want to be?" And I said, "I want to be a lawyer like Claire Huxtable." I loved the Cosby Show, and I thought Clara was the epitome of elegance and just wonderfulness. And I loved how she was able to make that balance between being an awesome mom and an awesome attorney. And I remember the scenes where she was in the courtroom or at work, and it just really resonated with me. And then, when I learned about Thurgood Marshall and the civil rights movement and how we were able to utilize the law to make change and be social engineers, sealed deal. So it's always been the law, always will be. I have a passion for this, and I know that I'm going to be involved in the law in some way for the remainder of my life.
Do you have aspirations of being a judge?
I do not.
Why?
I just don't.
As far as stepping schools, isn't that the next step?
But to some people, yes. And I'm not saying that I may never be a judge. At this juncture, I actually enjoy not only practicing law, but running a law firm. I like the business of law. So I enjoy getting teams together, working for a greater common good. I love helping my clients, seeing people literally cry on my shoulder, hearing that I've been able to assist a family member with getting their loved one home from prison, or having someone start a new business and make sure that they've set a proper foundation to get funding and new deals and making sure their contracts and things are ironclad. That is what I love. And I just can't see myself doing it. That's how I'm able to work 12, 14, 15-hour days and not feel like I'm tired. It's, they say you're in that zone, and I crave the zone. I really do.
I do too. My kids tell me I'm a workaholic, but when you
You
love
are.
what you do, I am not. I just love what I do. So EMW law firm does a host of things. What are some of the areas of law that you practice?
So we do a little bit of everything. We handle primarily, though, business and entrepreneurial law matters. So we assist entrepreneurs, business owners, and aspiring entrepreneurs with establishing a proper foundation for their business, whether that's making sure that they have a entity that's formed correctly with the proper operating agreements, making sure they have the proper agreements and contracts in place to protect themselves for providing services or products. We help with licensing, so getting your alcohol license if you're a restaurant, or getting a business license if you have a new location, things like that. We also do some intellectual property, so we do trademark and copyright registrations for entrepreneurs and creatives. We do personal injury work, so I do a bit of, catastrophic injury cases and criminal defense and civil rights.
So I'm here in Boston, Massachusetts, and I am an entrepreneur. Are you able to help me even though you're in Birmingham, Alabama?
It depends. So I can assist you with matters informing a federal type practice like the United States Patent and Trademark Office. So if you were in need of a trademark for something or a copyright registration, I'm your girl. That's a federal practice. I can practice in any state in America. However, if you needed anything done that's particular for Boston, Massachusetts, I would not be able to assist you because I am not licensed in that state just yet.
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. So, I did not know that patents is what you did. I just finished my patent. I have a patent pending.
Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Can you disclose who your attorney was?
Yeah, I can. I don't. Her name was Catherine something.
Oh, there or?
I don't know. What was the name one? What's the name of the girl? I don't want to lie.
It's fine. I was wondering.
Catherine Rubio out of Caldwell P.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with her, but I do know some wonderful Black lady lawyers who do patents, and they
In
are
Boston?
amazing. No, across the country. One is Andrea Evans. I've communicated with her in various networking groups that we're both in, and she used to be a USPTO examining officer. So when
Oh,
she left
so she
there,
go
she
to
opened.
game.
Yes, and she opened her own, and now she does patents, trademarks, and copyrights as well. And she is fabulous. I don't do patents because I am not licensed with the patent bar, but I do trademarks and copyrights. Patent work.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that I'm coming to you so we can patent and so we can copyright and trademark.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that a little bit. So a patent is for inventions. You get a patent for something that you invent. So something that has a particular mechanism. There is a patent on the iPhone, you know. However, trademarks protect words, phrases, slogans, logos. Copyrights protect published or non-published works such as books, novels, poems, artwork, things like that. So those are the different categories of IP law that are most known to most people. So patents, trademarks, and copyrights.
Well, I'm excited because now I know that we can finally work together. Because I really didn't want to wait for a criminal activity before I had to call you. So
No, you know, we're going to talk offline. We have a lot to follow up on, especially the fact that you were just in Birmingham and I
yeah.
didn't get the opportunity to see you because of COVID, and my office is going through some changes. But next time I'm coming to Boston, I have to come to Boston.
Hey.
I need the red carpet treatment from Tayla Andre.
Listen, I got you. I got you. So, we have EMW Law Firm out of Birmingham, Alabama. If you are an entrepreneur and you need some help and guidance, I say absolutely start the conversation and then let's navigate the waters from there. As far as Massachusetts law is concerned, she wouldn't be able to help you. But as far as like making sure that your entity, and we talk about this all the time, as far as your side hustle actually becoming your business, and that is a great place to start. As far as like fundamental knowledge is concerned. Now, are there templates that you have that people can purchase and like if they can follow directions and read along that they'll be able to do?
Yeah, so those templates, contract templates, aren't necessarily me representing you. They're available to anyone, similar to a book or anything that you could purchase to utilize on your own, but they have been reviewed by an attorney and created by an attorney. So we have various contracts that you can manipulate and use to fit your particular needs in your particular area. So we do have those. We have independent contractor agreements. We have operating agreements. We have consulting agreements, influencer agreements. We just have a variety of different contract templates that are available for your purchase if you would so choose.
And what do those prices look like?
They range in price from as low as $75 to as expensive as $350.
Which is really not that expensive because you're getting a legal document.
Yes. Definitely. And then some people, I will say, they will just purchase the bundle. So you can purchase literally access to my contract bank on a monthly basis. And what, going to be honest, a lot of people do is they pay for that 1 month and then they kind of download all of the contracts and then they'll leave, which is fine for me because I'm just here to educate and to assist you with what needs to be done, which is why in the third quarter of 2021, so approximately around July, August, September, I do plan to have a course for entrepreneurs that will be open to anyone who wants to attend. And it includes various contract templates, workbooks, worksheets, and one-on-one meetings with me to know about being a successful entrepreneur, starting your business the right way, the building blocks of a successful business.
That is, we actually just had this conversation. What was it, last week, Wednesday or Thursday? We just had this conversation like, yo, I recently had a very similar event take place in October of last year. And it was like, like it was an amazing event, but I don't feel like it hit the nitty gritty onto like the step-by-step ways that you have to go about legalizing your side hustle into a business. And a lot of people need that. So can we please revisit that conversation in the third quarter of the year so we can get people on board? Because that's all I want for people, for them to be properly informed and make informed decisions and have the knowledge they need to be successful.
Definitely. I would be happy to come back on and tell you all about that, and potentially even offer some freebies to some of your listeners who may want to call in. We can give away a few places in the first class. The class will be available 24/7 because there are recordings and things. But in order for you to set appointments for your one-on-one coaching with me, then that'll be a part of just a quarterly basis.
That you guys can get access to because you like, subscribe, share with your friends. So we're coming to the top of the hour. Ellise, what is one of the things that you realize that we as citizens do, like, we don't know and we need to know? And one of the things that, like, aside from just business, just overall legal knowledge that we are oblivious to?
Well, I would just say that everyone is knowledgeable to a certain extent about various aspects of the law. You cannot live in this US of A or the world in general without coming to certain requirements that you must meet. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. I would say that just because you don't know all the laws in your city or state, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know all the laws in the state of Alabama or federally. I know a lot, but not all. However, I must act in compliance with all these laws, or else I am subject to penalty. So I would say just making sure that as you operate in this life, try to do what you believe in your heart to be right. So walking that fine line of being a person who cares about themselves and their fellow man. So when you're doing things, make sure that you at least try to figure out, is what I'm doing legal? And Google, we live in the 21st century. So we have access to so much knowledge online. I mean, so much free information if you just know where to search. So make sure that you are doing your own research. And when you need to speak with someone who is an expert in their field, like an attorney or an accountant, make sure that you do that. And a lot of places give free consultations. A lot of attorneys give free consults. Take advantage of that. They may be 15, 30-minute consultations, but they're free nonetheless. And you can pick someone's brain about a particular matter. So take advantage of reaching out to individuals who are experts in what they do.
And if you were Tayla Andre, you could call 5 different attorneys and get you about 2 hours worth of knowledge. You see how that works? And so all the questions the first attorney didn't answer, you can ask the second attorney and then build from there. And by the time you're done with the day, you spoke to about 7 different attorneys and you got free 4 hours of knowledge.
Which is true. Which is very true, Tayla.
Yo, I'm always looking for a loophole, Ellise. You know that.
You are, I want to tell you guys a little. I know we got 3 minutes left, but I want to tell you guys a little bit about Tayla Andre, how I came to know this wonderful woman. Tayla was in a political science class of mine in college. Okay, she was new. I had never seen her before. There aren't many of us at our undergraduate, and I was like, "Hey, how are you?" Because she literally came in like she owned the place. Though when we were talking about, I believe, the disparities between the rich and the non-rich, Tayla had all of the comments, and I was like, OMG, and she was making really good sense. So after class, I kind of just took her to the side, like, "Hey, I'm Ellise. How are you?" And I think we ended up hanging out all day that first day. Like we ended up not leaving each other till 7 p.m. So this is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. We spent the whole day together just from operating in a class when, she was just spitting so much wonderful knowledge. And I have loved her since.
Hugs, Ellise, hugs. Lord have mercy. Make sure, tell them the website. How do they reach you? How do they call you?
So you go to www.emwlawllc.com and you can schedule a consultation online to speak with me about any of your needs. You can call us, you can learn about me and my associate. So make sure that you go to our website, learn more about us.
And there's a contact us now form on the website. So go to the website, www.EMW LAW LLC, and go ahead and hit the contact me now and get your 30-minute consultation. And as far as my business owners are concerned, all of the documents that you need in order to form your business entity, Ellise has access to those. $75 for a form is nothing. I bet those are prices better than LegalZoom. So make sure you go to the website, get what you need, and we are going to have a further conversation with Ellise at a later date. But we're also going to have her back in July so we can talk more about entrepreneurs, building their business and being a part of the webinar. So Ellise, I love you so much. I appreciate you. You have always been the smartest person in the room. So to hear you say, she was like, and she was making sense. I was like, do I not make sense? Like,
It always makes sense, but I'm saying most don't. So I'm saying that was amazing to see how you were just so fully knowledgeable of current events, past events. I mean, you were talking about things that I had to go do my own research on. This girl had me Googling after class.
I love you so much. I am Tayla Andre. Waking up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up at about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Make sure you head over to TaylaAndre.com for everything Tayla Andre, the book, the merchandise, fixing your credit, anything and everything Tayla is on the website. I hope you have an amazing day, and we'll be back tomorrow with Freaky Friday.
The People Station. What is that? What is that? Spark FM.
Are you tired of renting and need more of your own space? Are you getting stressful letters or calls from the bank? Does your home require expensive repairs and you just don't have the funds to pay? Regardless of whether you want to buy or sell, Tayla Andre of Thumbprint Realty is here to help. From saving your home from foreclosure,
On the phone. Can I talk?